So today we are going to see the remaining string functions, and also we can see that datetime functions. So now see here guys, we have few other string functions. Last session we have seen that the string functions up to char index function and the len function, string functions, rtrim and ltrim functions. Today we are going to see replace functions, stuff function, and upper and lower functions. So what is the usage of those functions, and we can see that, and then we'll do that some practice as well along with these functions while writing the SQL queries. How can we use these functions inside SQL queries, and as well, and after that we can start the datetime functions. So there are some functions we are going to apply only on the date type of values. That datetime functions are very important guys. There are plenty of functions are there, and we are going to discussing the regularly used functions. Okay, which functions we are going to use it in regularly, those functions we can discuss it. Give me a minute guys, I am just connecting to the SQL server. I just opened it. Let's say connect. Guys, it is coming up. Just give me a minute. I don't know why system is sometimes becoming very slow. Yeah. Okay guys, so now I connected to the SQL server, and now let's open that file, string functions file, and we'll practice that string functions file now. So string functions, here we have the string functions. In that previous session we saw that len function and the ltrim rtrim function. So now we are going to see that replace function guys today. Replace function and the stuff function and the reverse upper lower functions, and we'll see that how these functions will apply. Last session we saw that ltrim rtrim functions, right? And now today we are going to see replace function. What is this replace function? So the name itself is saying that it will replace something. That means we can see that here, this is my institute name is the variable name, and we declared this variable with the varchar of 1000. So and in this variable I stored some value. See that here the value is a chready SQL trainer from Bangalore. All are from Bangalore. So this is a value. This is a value, and this value we are going to store in this variable. So in this variable, right, so now we are going to replace some content. So now we are going to finding out the keyword Bangalore. So it doesn't matter with the case guys, it can be uppercase or lowercase, it doesn't matter. And now replace function, what it will do guys, it will take the value from this variable. So the first parameter represents the value, the actual value. That means either we can specify the value by using a variable, or else we can specify a column name, or else we can directly put the actual value here in the first parameter. So the first parameter represents now here, that is a variable. The variable is represents inside the variable whatever value is there, and the same value that will take. Within that value it is going to identify the keyword Bangalore. Bangalore. Identify the keyword Bangalore. How many places that Bangalore is there in that value? So 1 and 2 places. It doesn't matter with the case guys, it can be capital letter, small letter, it doesn't matter, it will match. And so now here it is going to replace, identify the Bangalore keyword and replace that Bangalore keyword with Bang. Wherever Bangalore is there, remove this Bangalore in this value, replace on top of that Bang. So this is what the replace function. So let's see that now. Now see that here, this is what the actual value, the first column. This is what institute name, INST name. This is the actual value. Within this value, so the replace function, what it is doing guys, we are using the replace function here. and the replace function is taking that institute name, the value in this variable as it is, and within that value it will identify the keyword Bangalore. How many places are there? It will identify all the places and then replace this keyword Bangalore with Bang, and then show that, and then show me that value. See now here, SCH ready SQL trainer from Bang, all are from Bang. So the replace function will identify a keyword, will identify a word from a value and replace that word with different values. So similar way we are going to identify, so within this value I am going to identify the space character, identify the space and replace that space with the @ symbol. See that here we have the space character, and here we have the space, and here we have the space after trainer, and here you see that two space characters are there. Then these two space characters will be replaced by two @ symbols. So now here take the value from this variable, within that value identify the space character, and that space character will be replaced by @ symbol. Let's see that now. See that here everywhere the space character is now replaced by @ symbol. Okay. So this replace function will do this one, and now we have other one, and see that guys, this is the name CRY and double space, two spaces are there guys here, and hello, and here three space characters are there. Between hello and hello one, three space characters are there, and here is one space character is there. So now here I want to replace. See that first replace function, this is one replace function and this is another replace function, and this replace function, the first replace function is taking this value as it is and identify two spaces. So now identify two space characters, identify the two space characters side by side and replace those two space characters with a single space, replace those two space characters with a single space, and this is another replace function, and this replace function will take this value and within this value identify again two space characters, and with the empty guys, this is not a space, we are replacing here with the empty. We are, guys, please make it very clear. Okay, this is going to be replaced with a single space. This is a single space and this is empty. If you put two single quotes side by side without any gap, that will make sure empty. So now let's execute this one and check that behavior of these two replace functions. Just give me a minute guys. Okay, so now here, and this one is a single space guys, and this one is just empty. So let's execute this one. So now see here, wherever that two spaces are there here, the first replace function, what it is doing, it will identify side by side two space characters here. These two space characters will be replaced by a single space, and here you see that wherever single space is there, wherever the double space is there, the double space will be replaced by empty. See that here CRY hello, there is no space here in this result because these two space characters are replaced by empty, and here it is three space characters are there and first two space characters will be replaced by empty. That's why between hello and hello one there will be only one space character, and here it is only one space character, so it will not be taken. This empty space character will not affected because it is only single space character. So this is how we are going to use these replace functions, identify something and replace that one with different values. Okay. So now similar way here, this is mail ID variable. In this mail ID variable we have stored this value. Let's say crystalbang@gmailbang.com. So within this email, identify the keyword banger, replace that keyword with the Bangalore. So that means in this place we have one bang, and in this place we have two times this bang is repeated, and those two places this will be replaced Bangalore. and in one place we have see other replace function what it is doing. We have seen that Gmail, and that same Gmail will be replaced by Google Mail. Up to this part will be replaced by Google Mail. So now let's check it out, the same thing here. So this is what here it is. You see that bang keyword replaced by Bangalore, and in the other replace function what it is doing, replaced that Gmail with the Google Mail. Okay guys, and now see here, these are the two different functions. So what I am going to do that within the same value, first replace that bang with the Bangalore and also Gmail with the Google Mail within that same. So now here guys, so let me write down this one again. Okay, first what I am going to do that I want to replace, I am going to replace in the mail ID variable, identify the bang, replace that bang with the keyword Bangalore, replace that keyword with the Bangalore. So once it is replaced, we are going to see these results guys, these results. So that means bang will be replaced with the Bangalore. Again on top of that, again on top of this, say whatever the value is coming out from this function, on top of that value again I want replace Gmail with the Google Mail guys. Here I don't want write a separate function for that. So within this, on top of this only, that means I want to replace two values. So bang with the Bangalore, Gmail with the Google Mail in the same functions, in the same. First I am going to replace bang with the Bangalore, and then on top of this value, this is another replace function, and take this value, and within this value again identify the value Gmail, and I replace that Gmail with the Google Mail. That's it. See that now here first it will take mail ID, whatever the value is there in the mail ID variable, take that value and replace that bang with the Bangalore. Okay, after replace that bang with the Bangalore, what value we are going to get? This value, crystalbangalore@gmailbangalore.com, and within this value again we are verifying for Gmail and replace that Gmail with the Google Mail. So now that's it. So now let's execute this one. The second statement is showing up, bang is replaced with the Bangalore, Gmail is replaced with the Google Mail. So this type of functions, this type of replaces we are going to use it guys, because first we are replacing one value, after that again on the same value again we are going to replace another value. So that type of things we are going to see that now. So let me connect it to our database guys, Crystal Spiders 602 database, and here we have that EMP managers. Okay, so now this is what we saw that already by using case statement, and this time what we are going to do that, so we are going to see by using replace function. See that first what I am doing in the designation column, if you found a dir, replace that dir with the director, replace that value with the director. In case if you found a CEO, replace that CEO with the Chief Executive Officer. In case if you found PM, replace that PM with the Project Manager. Okay, let's execute and see this one. See now wherever CEO is there, it is replaced that CEO with the Chief Executive Officer, dir replaced with the Director, PM is replaced with the Project Managers everywhere. Okay, so this is what the replace function. In the designation column, identify the dir. If dir is there, replace that dir with the director. In case if this same designation column, if CEO is there, then replace that CEO with the Chief Executive Officer. In the same replace function, if PM is there, then replace that PM with the Project Manager. Okay, this is what some similar kind of requirement we achieved using the multiple replace functions. And now this is what replace function guys. Now we have the stuff function, which is similar to replace only. That is what stuff function, but here we are going to replace. Stuff function also will help to replace something from this is a string value. In this string value we can replace something else. So now here this is my variable full name, and I am SQL server, I am SQL learner. So now I am going to put, I would like to teach SQL and SQL DBA. So this is one value. I am SQL learner. I would like to teach. Yeah, capital letter, small letter, it doesn't matter. I would like to teach SQL and SQL DBA. Okay guys, so now here you see that the stuff function, what it is doing, it is also just like a replace. But the thing is, in a replace guys, we are specifying which word you want to replace with which another word, which word. So we are going to replace bank with Bangalore here. Similar way, but here we are not going to specify the word, we are going to specify the positions. From the fifth position, including fifth position, from the fifth position, next 3 characters. I mean, from fifth position to 3 characters, next 3 characters, replace that value with a sequel. So now let's identify what is there in a fifth position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This S is there in a fifth position, and 3 characters, including these 5, 3 characters. 1, 2, 3. These 3 characters will be replaced by sequel. So now here guys, we are not verifying for the word. We are not looking for any word in the stuff function. What it will do, it will take the position of the word, take some positions and replace that positions with another word. That is what sequel. That is what a stuff function here. And we are going to use this stuff function guys. So let's do this practice on this stuff function. Here it is, we can see that SQL is now replaced with the sequel. That wherever, I mean not wherever SQL, just only this position, whatever is there, from fifth position to next 3 characters, whatever are there, those will be replaced by sequel. Okay. So now here similar way, 7 to 10, the positions 7 to 10. What is that 7 to 10 here? Let's count. What is the 7th position? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means this L. 7 position to total 10 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And all these characters will be replaced by sequel. All these characters will be replaced by sequel. So here we are specifying the positions and the number of characters to replace by a word, to replace by a value. So now see, that's why we are seeing here, I am SQL dot, that's it. I would like to teach SQL DBA. So this is what guys, what we have. SQL means what? Structure query English language. This is what the very older name for our SQL. Later they changed the name to SQL, structure query language. SQL means a structure English query language. So but somehow they changed this name. But still people are going to calling it as a SQL. Okay. So that is fine. And next we have the reverse function. What is the usage of this reverse function guys? The reverse function will take the value from a parameter, or else it will take the value from the columns, or else it can directly take the value, and it will take one value and reverse that value, display that the value in the reverse. So now let's say I have taken that name 1 India. So the value India will be displayed in the reverse. So let's check it out now. See that value India is displaying in the reverse. That is what the reverse function guys. Okay. And now we have that next 2 functions, upper function and the lower functions. So this upper function will display the value in uppercase, lower function will display the values in a lower case, all small characters. So let's see that now here. We have taken a variable. In that variable I just type this my email ID chreddy@hotmail.com, and in this email you see that guys, some of the characters are uppercase, some of the characters are lowercase. So when we are going to apply upper function, all characters will show that in a uppercase. When we are going to apply lower function, all these characters will show in a lower case. So let's execute. See that now here guys. So now it is showing up, all characters are showing up uppercase, and this is showing all characters in a lower case. So now we can we are going to do some practice guys by using all these functions. Okay. See now here the requirement, write a query to display a value should be like, I want to display one value that should be like, its first character should be in uppercase and rest of the character should be in a lower case. I want this one. So you can take any, I don't care guys, you can take any value, But so let's take this value. Within this value, the first character is a C. I want to make sure this C should be capital letter. Remaining all characters are in a small letters. So we have, I mean in a PLSQL we have init function, guys, but in MS SQL we don't have the direct function, and we have to write our own logic to display this to get this requirement, to display the first character is uppercase and remaining all characters are small case. So now first, how do I do this, guys? So now here I'm going to follow some logic here. What is this logic here? You can see that my logic here. First I am going to take out the first character from the value and convert that first character into uppercase. Just extract only first character by using the substring function. By using the substring function, extract only first character and convert that first character into uppercase. And then I am going to use the substring function and extract from second character to how many characters are there. Take out all the characters. From second character to how many characters are there remaining, up to M. All those characters I am going to take and convert all those characters into lowercase. And then after I am going to concatenate the first value and the first whatever I converted into uppercase, that value and the rest of the characters whatever I converted into lowercase. Concatenate these two. That's it. That's what the logic I am going to follow that. So now see here, guys, how do we do this? So let me type this as query, guys. So now here this is what my variable. In this variable I have this value. So now I am going to take that same value. Let's take a substring. In the substring function, what I am doing, guys, first I need to take out this first character. I need to take this first character first. So how did we take that first character from the full name variable? @ full name 3. From this variable first character, how do you say that first character? 1, 1. So substring full name 3 variable and take first character, only one character. First character starts from, this is what the position of the character, first character, and this is number of characters, only one. That means only it will take first character, that is a C, and convert that character C into uppercase. Okay, that's it. Put this one aside for now. And let's take that substring again, substring, and let's take now from the substring, take it from the full name 3. From second character to how many characters are here? From second character to next, how many characters are there? How do you know that? We don't know. I don't want to count and put it in the number here, guys. No, I don't want to do that. So what I can do, I will take the length of this value. Length means how many characters are there, and the length of this value, and I will do -1. Then I will get from second character to how many characters are there. So now see this logic, guys. I am going to take the length of that value. So length of this value will give how many characters are there in this variable, and I am going to do -1. -1 means, so except -1, so except the one character, and remaining how many characters are there, because I am going to looking for the number of characters from the second character onwards. So that's why I am doing -1. Okay, so it will give the remaining number of characters from the second position. That is what the logic I give. So now it will give that from second character to H2 up to the last character in this value. That's what it is going to provide. So now I am going to convert all these values, guys. See this, that I am going to convert all these values into lowercase. So whatever that this substring is returning, the value, I am going to convert that value into lowercase. And finally, you see that, let me execute this one. It will show that C in uppercase, remaining all characters are in a lowercase. And finally, so remove this comma, whatever the comma I mentioned here, remove this comma and do plus. Plus means concatenation. And I am going to concatenate this C with this value. So now it will show that the full value like this. You see that? So now here you can put any value here, any character, any uppercase, lowercase, it doesn't matter. So this function, this query, this logic will do that. What it will do, the first character it will display in a capital letter, remaining all characters it will display in a small letter. So this is what, guys. Okay. and now here update the table. So now here we have the employee table, guys. Update the employee table first name. Make sure their first name should be in the form of first character should be capital letter and the remaining characters are in a small letter. How did you update that? So now here first let's check it out. Do we really have that values in the employee table? In the employee table, guys, yes we have employee names. Some of the employee names are not following the standards. You see that? Not some of that. Some of the employees. You see that? CHR, C should be capital. So always right. How do you mention that our names, guys? The first character should be capital letter and remaining characters are small letters. You see that? C, Greg, Clark. These are not following the naming standards. And here this is okay. Josie is okay. Again Greg is missing. Smith is okay. Again all these are missing. Karan, in the Karan K is capital. Happy, Michael, Heather, Miles, Josh, Jenny and Hi. And some of the names are not following the standards. So I want to update the names. Keep it the same names, but make sure the first character should be uppercase, remaining all characters are small case. How did you do this, guys? So now here, that's what the logic here. So same logic, guys, in the first name column, take first character and convert that first character into uppercase, and the same first name column take from the second character onwards, and how many remaining characters are there, take all that characters and then convert those into the lowercase and then concatenate this and then update that value as it is. So let's execute this one. After executing this one, we will see that everything is all the names now showing up. First character should be capital letter, remaining all characters are small letters. You see that now? Okay, this is fine. So can you do one thing, guys? I'm going to give you some homework. In that homework, I want to make sure the email ID is up to @ symbol, whatever is there. I want to make sure you should display that thing as a capital letter. So now in this email ID, whatever is there, guys, up to up to symbol, whatever is there in the email ID, I want you to display it as a uppercase. And after that email, after that @ symbol, whatever is there, that should be in a small letters. Okay. So this is one homework, guys. I think I'm not sure I added this in the homework file or not. So I'm going to add that in the homework. Let me show that. Anyway, we have these guys. Yeah. This is one homework file, guys. This is another homework. So now the results should be like this, guys. Username @ So I wanted to display all these stuff. The first up to @ everything should be displayed in a uppercase. Okay, and the remaining characters are in a small letters. Can you do this? So this is one requirement, guys. Make sure to display the value. Display the path. Make sure to display the, how do we say that, what part it is. And this one we can say, okay, make sure to display all characters are uppercase, all characters are uppercase up to @ symbol. Okay, and the remaining characters are in a small letters, and the remaining characters are in a lowercase. So this is what the homework, guys, I added. Okay, so now this is what I want you to do this. So this is fine. Let's continue, and then I will walk you through that homework file again. So this is what, guys, and how many characters are there from 5th position in the value. So let's take that length of the value and do -1. So now here, guys, so how many characters are there from 2nd position means, except one character, how many characters are there? So take the length and do -1. How many characters are there from 5th position? That means first 4 characters you can ignore from 5th position to. So in that case you have to say that minus 5. If you say minus 5 from after 5th position, so you have to say minus 4. When you say minus 4, then including only that first 4 characters will be ignored, and remaining how many characters are there from here to here. Okay. So let's check it out, this one. See that total 14 characters are there from 5th position. Let's count here. This is a 5th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Total 14. So from 5th position means including 5th character. That means first 4 characters you can ignore. That means 4 characters you can ignore. So that's what I am doing, guys, here. Okay. I am counting that total number of characters and do minus 4. Then it will give how many characters are there from 5 to from 5th position onwards. So this is what the logic I used here. And a similar way, guys. So how many characters are there before @ symbol? How many characters are there before @ symbol? See that I used the logic here. Guys, you have to use this same logic to achieve this. How many characters are there before @ symbol? I want you to display that count. So now here let's take the full count. How many characters are there? Total number of characters minus the position of @ symbol. Total number of characters minus the position of @ symbol. It will give the total number of characters are there from first position to up to here. Okay, guys. So let's check it out now here. See the total, it is saying 11 characters are there before @ symbol. Let's count 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Total 11 characters are there before @ symbol. Very simple, guys. What I am doing, take the total number of characters minus the position of @ symbol. It will give the number of characters. So this is one thing, guys. Or else you can also do one thing. Take the position of @ symbol and do minus 1. Either this one or else we can do that very simple. Take the position of, what is the position of @ symbol? How did you do this, guys? Take that position of char index @ symbol, and this is a full name variable, full name for variable. So now do minus 1, that's it. It will give the number of characters. The position of @ symbol is 15. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is the position of @ symbol, and from the 12 remove 1, then it will give the number of characters are there before 11. Okay. Either of this query will work, guys. Either of this query will work. You see that now here it is the 11. Okay, so this is fine. So now display all the characters after @ symbol. You see that, guys, I already given you all the logic here. So you can use this same logics to get that homework requirement. Okay. So now here display all the characters after @ symbol. After this @ symbol, I want display all the characters. That means from here to here I want display. So how did we display that? All the characters. So we have to take the substring. So now here, guys, I'm going to give you the logic. What is that logic here? So take the substring from this value. So when you want to say that substring, we have to specify the starting position of the character. What is the starting position of the character? That should be H. But how do you specify that one? First what I can do, I will take the position of @ symbol and +1. Then that is the starting position. When we take a position of @ symbol +1, then it is indicating this H. And from here to, from this position to next, how many are there in the end? That number of positions I want to take. Then we can simply use a len function. So take the whole number of characters minus the position of this H. Then the position of @ symbol. The position of @ symbol minus position of @ symbol. Then it will give this number of characters. Okay, let me write down that query, guys. So now I am going to display only the part after @ symbol. So let's take that substring. When you want display some specific part, we have to always take a substring. Substring from which value? From the full name for variable, and I want to take the position of @ symbol char index take the position of @ symbol in this name, full name, full name for variable, and do +1. This is what starting position. So now take the position of @ and +1. That means from this position I want to start display the substring. And how many characters? So let's take total number of characters minus position of @. Then it will give the number of characters are there here. These many number of characters. So now let's take a len of @ full name 4. Len of @ full name 4 and do minus the position of @ symbol. So it will give how many characters are there. That's it, guys. Let's execute this one. If I execute this one, the third select statement is going to give, see that, hotmail.com. After this @ what is there? Hotmail.com. So like this we can write the SQL queries, guys, okay, with all these functions. So now let's see this here. Sir, I have the customer ID. This is my customer ID 560037, and whatever customer ID doesn't matter. The first 4 characters should be showing like this, stars, and remaining all characters you can display as it is. How did we do this, guys? So it's very simple. I am going to use the stuff function to replace these 4, or else you can use a replace function. Not replace, guys, we have to use a stuff. Whatever the characters are there, I don't care. The first 4 characters starting from first position to 4 characters I want to replace with the stars. That is what on a stuff function. Or else we can also do that substring. Take that substring from 5th character onwards, take whatever the data is there and append that data to the first 4 characters. Take 4 stars and then append that 4 stars with the all the characters from 5th position onwards. Take that all characters from 5th position. Here it is, I am taking substring from a 5th position, and whatever the characters are there, all characters take it from the 5th position. Take all these characters and take these characters by using substring function and append that characters with the 4 stars. This is one logic. Otherwise we can use that stuff function. So replace these 4 from first position to next 4 characters, including first character to 4 characters. Replace those things with the stars. That's it. So in both cases it will give the same value. So this is how, guys, we are going to displaying. We are going to use these string functions, and this is what the homework, guys, what I have prepared for this to practice something more about these string functions. So now create a table with a column email ID and enter the values in the email ID in the following format with small letters. So make sure all your email IDs are showing as a small case in the table, and I want to display the data like this. So in the result sets I want to see 2 columns, name and email system, and name should be displayed this part only, and the email system I want to display only this part. And when you are displaying this name, and I want you to make sure in that name the first character should be uppercase, remaining all characters are small case. See that? And when we are displaying the mail system, what is there in between @ and dot symbol, what is there, and I want to display that one with the capital letters, uppercase. So this is what that same note I written here. This is what the hint. Hint means it's not like hint, it's a note. So display only the records whose email system is Gmail. I want, this is another query, I want you to display only the records whose mail system is Gmail. You can use like keyword, that's fine. You can also use like keyword for this requirement, like whose email ID, like percentage, in between percentage put a Gmail. That's it. But here the thing is, I don't want you to use a like keyword, use that functions. By using the function you can achieve this. Okay, just use the function. And now here create a table with a column EMP names and enter the values in the EMP names in the following format with the same capital and the small letter. So just enter the names like this, guys. CH Reddy space CS Mark. See that in the Mark A is only small letter, remaining all characters are capital letter. And Peter. Scott SCO is a small letter, TT is the capital letter, and Max. See now here that same names I want you to display. Take out this CH Reddy. So display that. This is first name and last name. First name and last name. So first in the names, I want to display these two names in two different columns, and make sure the first characters in uppercase and remaining characters are small case. Okay, that's what. And here it is also similar way. Only this part I wanted to make sure uppercase and remaining all this part in a lower case. Okay guys, I want to display these results guys. Okay, this is what homework I want you to practice. This homework guys, this is very important. Okay, practice is very important. So now in the next session, that is on tomorrow, we'll talk more about the date functions in the similar way.